0-3. Daichi knelt on the grass, his chest heaving, completely alone against a full team of red.
Where are your teammates, Orphan? You have no one, and you never will.
Is this really the end? I've been alone my whole life, and this proves it.
Then, a blinding golden light erupted from Daichi, flooding the pitch. 10 identical copies of Daichi materialized, all in green, standing in perfect formation. They moved as one. The ball was stolen past and slammed into the net. 1 goal. The scoreboard flipped rapidly. 2, 3, 4. The match had turned.
What? How is this possible? There's 11 of him.
The final whistle blew. 4-3. Daichi had won, but he barely understood how. Daichi stood motionless, his glowing green eyes wide. He had no idea what he had just become.
What just happened? Those copies, they were me. But did I really create 10 more of myself?
Years ago, in a dusty orphanage yard, a boy spent every afternoon alone. He had no teammates, so he invented them. 11 imaginary friends who played soccer in his mind. He drew them on scraps of paper, gave them names and special skills. They were his only companions.
These drawings. I remember now. The angry one, the sad one, the hopeful one. They're just like the clones. If no one else will be my teammate, then I'll be my own. I'll make them my starting 11.
The next morning, on the empty training ground, Daichi took a breath and split.
We're a team now. Let's see what we can do. Together.
They passed the ball in perfect sync, as if they'd been playing together for years. No communication was needed.
This is it. My one-man team. I'll take on the league. Nothing can stop me now.
Daichi walked into the league headquarters, a folder of registration papers his only companion. The registrars stared at the forms. One player's name, written 11 times. They thought it was a mistake.
It's not a mistake. I'll be the entire team. Just watch.
They followed him outside to a training pitch, where he took a deep breath and split. 10 identical copies appeared, standing in perfect formation. The officials froze in disbelief. The clones executed a passing drill with flawless precision, moving as one mind.
A single body with the power of 11. The applications of this are boundless.
Director Saito stamped the registration himself, his interest now fully captured by the anomaly.
First match against Kaito's team. I'll make them regret every word they said.
The league's newest curiosity would face its first test in 3 days. No one knew what to expect. 3 days later, Daichi and his 10 clones walked onto the pitch against Kaito's team. The air was electric with disbelief. The clones moved as one mind. No signal, no shout. 5 goals in the first half alone.
They're not even human. It's like they share one brain.
By the final whistle, the scoreboard showed 6-0. Daichi had dismantled a full professional team, but when the clones dissolved, Daichi walked through the tunnel alone, the victory echoing hollow inside him.
Still celebrating your freak show, Orphan? No amount of copies will ever give you a real teammate.
He's right. 7 of me, 10 of me, 100. I am still just the orphan kid.
You'll never know what it means to trust someone on the pitch. Enjoy your hollow records.
Kaito shoved past, his words settling into Daichi's chest like a second heart. A heavy, painful beat.
What if this power isn't a gift? What if it's just another cage?
A league-appointed manager arrived the next week. Mei studied Daichi's drills from the sideline, clipboard in hand.
Their synchronicity is flawless, but that one clone moves with a rage that doesn't belong to the captain.
Enough. I won't keep following your script like some mindless puppet.
What are you saying? We're the same. I command and you act. That's how it works.
Daichi, a word. Those clones, they're not just extensions. They're developing their own will.
They're my creation. They obey my will. A momentary glitch means nothing.
I've seen players break under less. If you can't see them as separate, you'll lose yourself first.
She's wrong. I built this team from nothing. I won't let it fall apart now.
But that evening, when Daichi summoned his clones, the angry one refused to fade and stared back at him.
You can't just turn me off. I am more than a tool. I am the part of you that hates being alone.
The next match against a mid-tier team was sheer chaos. Clone Rage kept the ball, refusing to pass.
This goal is mine alone. Don't get in my way.
Clone Melancholy froze, staring down at the grass as if the game meant nothing. Clone Whisper sent a pass so gentle that an opponent stepped in and intercepted easily. The crowd murmured. A few fans started leaving. This was no longer a perfect machine. Still, Daichi forced a narrow 2-1 win, but the cracks were now visible to everyone. After the match, Mei cornered Daichi in the locker room while the clones dissolved.
They're falling apart. You can't keep pretending they're just extensions of yourself.
They are copies. I control them. Today was just a bad day. A fluke. If they aren't me, then who exactly have I been playing with all this time?
Director Saito summoned Daichi to his private office that evening. The walls bore military commendations and cold iron shadows. The air was thick with unspoken intent and the hum of unseen monitors.
Your clone team is a national treasure, Daichi. I can provide resources to make them invincible. All I ask is a little cooperation.
Advanced training. Maybe they'd stop fighting. But what kind of research does he really mean?
Saito swiveled his monitor, revealing schematics of soldiers in formation, each labeled with clone unit counts.
He doesn't want a team. He wants an army.
In the corridor outside, Mei pressed her ear to the door, her expression hardening.
So that's his game. Weaponizing the clones. I have to warn Daichi before it's too late. Daichi, don't fall for Saito's lies. He doesn't care about your team. He's planning to turn your clones into soldiers.
But if I refuse, the League could ban me. And the clones are still falling apart. What am I supposed to choose?
The rematch against Kaito's team kicked off under harsh lights. Daichi stood among his clones, a wrongness thrumming in the air. Clone Rage snatched the opening pass and spun away from his own team. The formation split into confusion.
I won't pass. You are all dead weight, especially the mopey one.
What's the point? We're just copies of a lonely boy. Nothing we do matters.
Kaito's striker slipped through the fragmented defense and fired into an empty net. 1-0. The scoreboard ticked to 2-0, then 3. The match had become a public disintegration. When the final whistle shrieked, Daichi stood motionless amid the dissolving clones, surrounded by laughter.
That was pathetic, Orphan. Even your own copies can't stand you. A one-man team? More like none.
Daichi staggered off the pitch, seeking the emptiest bench in the darkest corner of the stadium.
I built them from my need, and now they're tearing me apart. Have I always just been fighting myself?
Mei knelt beside him in the silent locker room and pressed a sheaf of old crayon sketches into his trembling hands. Daichi looked down. Stick figures with childishly scrawled labels. Angry one, sad one, hopeful one.
These are just childish scribbles. What does this have to do with anything?
You drew these when you were small and alone. Look at the angry one. It's exactly the clone that keeps challenging you.
The angry one. I remember sketching him after a fight with the other orphans, but that's just a coincidence.
Daichi, I think the clones were never copies. They were the friends you invented as a child, the team you needed when no one else was there.
A sudden flash washed over Daichi. A dusty orphanage yard, a 5-year-old boy passing a ball to a shimmering figure that no one else could see.
That was me. And that figure, it had the same gentle eyes as Clone Whisper.
Mei reached for his shoulder, but Daichi pulled away, his breath ragged.
I can't accept this. If they were just imaginary, then everything I've built is built on nothing.
The next morning, an official summons arrived. Daichi entered Saito's office to find the director waiting, stone-faced. No tea, no pleasantries, only a single document placed between them.
Your team is a national disgrace after that humiliation. I can make it all go away, Daichi, but you must cooperate.
The same offer again. But this time, the threat hides just beneath his calm voice.
Either you submit to our research program, or by tomorrow your team will be banned for bringing the sport into disrepute.
He's using my worst failure as a weapon. If I refuse, I lose everything.
Saito rose and stared down at him, the weight of the entire Federation behind his gaze.
You have until the end of the day. I suggest you make the right choice, orphan.
Daichi stumbled out into the corridor, the ultimatum ringing in his ears like a death sentence.
Save my team by turning them into weapons, or watch them be erased. Either way, I am alone again.
That afternoon, Daichi stormed onto the training ground and summoned his clones with a roar that cracked his voice.
No more rebellion. I am your creator, and you will obey, every one of you.
You can scream all you want, but we're not your puppets anymore.
What's the point of obeying when nothing we do will ever make you whole?
Please, don't treat us like tools. Don't you remember, Daichi? I just wanted to be your friend.
A memory ripped through Daichi's mind. A dusty orphanage yard, a 5-year-old boy laughing as he passed a ball to a shimmering figure.
That voice, that same gentle plea. It was the first friend I ever invented.
Clone Whisper stood before him, its hopeful smile identical to the one in the memory. Daichi stumbled back, clutching his head. Number. He couldn't let this be true. Not now. The clones dissolved into fading gold, leaving Daichi alone on the empty pitch, his denial burning in his throat. 3 players from other teams lingered at the edge of the pitch, watching Daichi with quiet curiosity.
Hey, you are the one-man team. That was insane. Even with the loss, your footwork is unreal.
I am Shinji. Your clones are a mess, but you are a monster on the ball. Respect.
We're not here to mock. We just think it'd be more fun to play with you than against you.
Play with them. Real people. I haven't done that since. Ever.
Without a word, Daichi split into 4, himself and 3 clones, to even the numbers for a 3-on-3. The game was loose, full of wild tackles and accidental nutmegs. No score was kept, only laughter.
Whoa, that was a sick pass. Clone boy, you are not half bad.
Daichi burst out laughing, a free, surprised sound he didn't know he still had.
Let's do this again. You are not as scary as the rumors say. One-man army.
That evening, Daichi sat alone on his apartment floor, the crayon drawings of his imaginary friends scattered around him.
Daichi, I found a photo in your belongings. It's your old room at the orphanage.
Daichi took the photo, a cramped room with walls papered in childish soccer drawings, a worn ball in the corner.
Those drawings you made as a child, they were never just scribbles. They were your first teammates.
A flood of buried memories surged, the angry friend he'd drawn after every orphanage fight, the sad one who mirrored his lonely nights, the hopeful one who believed they'd find a real family someday.
The angry one. That's clone rage. The sad one. Clone melancholy. The hopeful one. Clone whisper. I created them all. They were real. To me. My whole team. I've been playing with the friends I invented because I had no one else.
You are not broken, Daichi. You simply filled your loneliness with the strongest thing you had. Your own hope.
Daichi buried his face in his hands, his shoulders shaking. The armor he'd built for 17 years finally crumbled.
If they truly came from my own loneliness, then what do I do with them now? can I still keep them as my team?
Daichi walked alone onto the empty stadium pitch, the floodlights dim save for a single cold circle of light. He took a breath, and all 10 clones shimmered into existence, their familiar formation for the last time.
You were the friends I needed when I had no one. Thank you for everything.
I was your anger, but you don't need that to fight anymore. Goodbye.
The sadness. I'll carry it away. You can smile now, Daichi.
You won't need us anymore. Just be happy with real friends.
One by one, they dissolved into golden particles until Daichi stood completely alone in the silence of the empty stadium. With shaking hands, he pulled out his phone and dialed director Saito.
I refuse your experiments. Ban me if you want. I'll never let you use my clones as weapons.
You'll regret this, orphan. This isn't over.
The next morning, heavy knocking shook Daichi's apartment door. Masaki, Yuki, and Shinji stood outside, faces set.
We heard you lost your clones. You need teammates for the final. We're here.
Why? I am nothing now. Just a freak without his trick. What do you get out of this?
We get a real game. You are more than your power, Daichi. We saw that in the 3v3.
Stop moping. Clone boy, you've got fire in you. We'll beat them together.
These 3, they're not treating me like a freak. This feeling, it's like that day on the bench, but stronger.
That night, under a sliver of moon, they trained on an abandoned pitch. Mistakes were plenty, but laughter was more.
Nice pass. See? You don't need clones to sync with us.
As dawn broke, they gathered around a registration form. 4 names, 1 team.
For the first time, I have real teammates. Let's go win this.
Saito stormed into the Federation office before the final, demanding Daichi's team be disqualified for refusing mandatory evaluation.
That orphan is a danger to the sport. His team must be banned before they humiliate us again.
Mei stepped forward and placed a thick folder on the table, classified documents exposing Saito's clone weaponization scheme.
Saito's the one who should be banned. He's been planning to turn players into weapons. Daichi refused, so he's trying to destroy him.
The officials recoiled. Public outcry swelled. The match would proceed. Daichi's 4-man squad allowed to play. That evening, the stadium's floodlights blazed over a record crowd. Daichi stood in the tunnel, his heart pounding.
No clones. Just us. This is what real teamwork feels like, terrifying and thrilling all at once.
Kaito's full squad emerged first. 11 red jerseys, chants erupting. Then came 4 green kits. An impossible sight.
4 against 11. This isn't a final, it's a funeral, and I'll be the one to bury you, orphan.
The referee's whistle pierced the roaring silence. The impossible had 45 minutes to prove itself. The first minute, Kaito's striker tore through their disjointed defense. The net rippled. 1-0. Before the shock could settle, a swift cross found their forward's head. 2-0. The hostile crowd roared with cruel delight.
2 goals down. I have to fix this myself, but there's no one else to carry the weight.
Daichi, that run was wide open. You ignored me completely. What are you doing?
You are playing like we're invisible. We're your teammates, not your shadows.
The halftime whistle blew like a cruel judgment. Daichi trudged into the tunnel alone, the scoreboard branding him.
Daichi, we're not disposable copies. We chose this fight, so let us fight with you.
They're real. They're still here, even when I fail. This is what I've been missing. Okay, I trust you. All of you. Let's do this together.
The second half began with a different Daichi, one who saw his teammates as more than just extensions. The green line clicked into rhythm. Pass, move, trust. No one overreached. They breathed as one unit. Yuki, calm as still water, slid a through ball that split the defense. Masaki met it with a single touch. The net billowed, 2-1. The stadium gasped, then erupted. The scoreboard flickered, 1 goal difference. Daichi felt a rush he'd never known, a goal born from trust. Minutes later, Shinji launched into a reckless tackle on Kaito's winger. The ball popped high. Daichi, unmarked, leaped. The header arched past the keeper. 2-2.
That one was all Shinji. We're actually doing this.
Kaito stared, mouth open, then laughed, a sharp, bitter sound. This was no longer a funeral.
Maybe you are more than a trick orphan, but we're not finished yet.
With 15 minutes left, and the score even, the match had become a testament to impossible trust. The fourth official raised the board. 3 minutes of stoppage time. Daichi and Masaki exchanged a glance, a lightning give and go. Daichi to Masaki, back to Daichi, slicing through the defense as if they'd rehearsed it for a lifetime. Daichi drew back his foot and chipped the ball, a delicate floating arc that kissed the underside of the crossbar and fell into the net. 3-2. The silence before the roar was the loudest thing Daichi had ever heard. The stadium erupted. Masaki, Yuki, Shinji mobbed Daichi, their bodies becoming one tangle of green jerseys and tears.
I am not alone. I've never been less alone in my life. You are all real. You are my team.
You idiot! We've been real all along. Now stop crying and lift the trophy already.
High above in the VIP box, Saito slammed his fist against the glass, his empire crumbling before his eyes.
You won, orphan. I don't know how, but you won. Maybe. You found something I never understood.
The final whistle cried. Daichi fell to his knees, not from exhaustion, but from the weight of belonging finally lifting. While the stadium still roared, May strode into the Federation boardroom and laid every classified document on the mahogany table.
Project Revenant. Clone weaponization. Falsified medical records. Saito's war ended tonight.
Security guards closed in on the VIP box. Saito's face twisted from fury to hollow defeat as they cuffed him in front of 1,000 cameras.
This isn't the end. I'll return.
The league commissioner herself walked onto the pitch, a golden trophy gleaming under the floodlights. Daichi's 4-man squad officially became Team Ward, permanent and protected.
We did it, Daichi. We're a real team now.
They named Daichi Most Valuable Player. He lifted the award, but his eyes stayed on his teammates, a green banner unfurled behind them. Teamward, the word they'd chosen together.
I started alone, imagining friends. Now I stand with real ones. This is what winning means.
A week later, Daichi walked through the rusted orphanage gates, the morning sun warming the old yard. He stopped at the spot where he'd once drawn his imaginary teammates in the dirt. A translucent flicker of child Daichi appeared for a heartbeat, smiling, then faded into the light.
Thank you for being my first team. I don't need you anymore, but I'll never forget.
He placed a worn leather ball on the grass, the same one he'd found here as a boy. He rose, feeling a lightness that had eluded him for 17 years. Outside the gates, Masaki, Yuki, and Shinji leaned against the wall, waiting in comfortable silence.
Ready to go?
Daichi nodded, a genuine smile spreading across his face as they fell into step together, 4 shadows merging into one. The sun set behind them, and for the first time, Daichi didn't look back. Months later, under a fresh spring sky, Team Ward walked out for the first match of the new season. Their numbers had grown, but the core remained the same. 4 friends who had defied impossible odds. Daichi looked up at the sky, a silent thank you forming on his lips.
You were my first team. I'll never forget.
He lowered his gaze to his teammates, their faces bright with anticipation.
Ready for another season? Captain?
Daichi grinned. No longer the lonely orphan, but the heart of a real team. On the sidelines, May watched with quiet pride, her clipboard held loosely under her arm. Team Ward ran onto the pitch, arms around each other, their laughter echoing under the wide sky. Daichi's smile said everything. He was no longer alone, and never would be again.